Hey guys, welcome to another episode of GX Podcast, Say It How It Is, with me, your host, Nyla. And today I have a special co-host. She is back from England. It's our assistant comms officer, Danielle.
Hi,
yes,
guys.
Dan.
Hi.
It's good to have you.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
So Danielle has been, where have you been? In Bristol.
Yes.
In Bristol.
Back home.
And we are happy the restrictions are now easing.
Mm-hmm.
People are travelling. People are going back to school.
Yeah.
Things are, I don't know, things are getting a bit...
First day in the studio and not in Zoom.
I know, she was on Zoom with us last time, so it's nice to have her join us today, and I'm really excited about today's episode. But before we get into it, guys, we've been talking about Newport news. We said on our previous episodes that we're not getting enough information from you. We want more. What are you doing? What's going on?
Let us know how things are going. Back to school, how is it? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Maybe you're not back at school. Maybe your schools are waiting a little while. But yeah, tell us. Let us know.
Let us know, and I hope that while you are back at school, you know, you're able to socialise, able to catch up, not feeling too much pressure from it. But let us know how you are coping, what you've been doing, and yeah, what's next. So, I'm going to introduce our guest for today.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I'm excited because she's an amazing person, and she's worked with G Expressions like back when we first started, actually. So today we are talking about theatres, about acting,
COVID,
and
closures.
everything to do with being creative. And this woman is definitely creative. She's an inspiration to me. I just want to introduce Alexandria Riley. Thank you so much for being here. How you doing?
Hi.
Good, thank you. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. I'm so glad that you took some time out because you are a very busy woman, I know.
Yeah, too busy. Too much going on at the minute, which is good. It's good considering it's been, you know, lockdown and so on, and everyone's been in a really difficult situation. So I'm not going to moan, but yeah, always busy, always stressed.
So, as GX tradition, we always like to play a game with our guests, and we like to keep it kind of with the topic.
Keep it relevant.
Keep it relevant. And so, being the wonderful actress that you are, this game is related to theatre, and we've entitled it GX Podcast Say How It Is. What's that line from? Why did I do this? What's that line from? Boom! I done it wrong. We had it all planned and it was wrong.
So good. It's always the way. Rehearsals go so smooth, and then camera.
I literally just spoiled it. I don't even want to do it again now because I feel embarrassed. But are you willing to play our game, Alex?
I am. I don't know how good I'll be, but yeah, go on.
I think you need to be prepared that Nyla might be a bit upset if you don't get the right. Just a bit of a heads up.
I'd be surprised, that's all. Just
I'll be surprised.
Right, okay. That's worse than saying I'll just be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not angry, just disappointed.
So I'm gonna give you a line, and all you have to do is tell me what Broadway show that line is from.
Come on, Broadway shows.
Think big, Alex. Think big.
I've never left Wales now. Right, go on then.
It's okay. Alex, this is your first question. Or your first line, should I say.
Yeah.
The greatest thing you'll ever learn is to be loved and loved in return.
I have no idea.
Are you serious?
Is it a song?
I mean, they're all kind of lines from songs, from musicals, yes.
Oh,
The greatest thing
not.
you'll ever learn is to be loved.
Sing it.
He doesn't sing it in the musical. He literally says the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love.
In all fairness,
loved
I didn't
in
know this
return.
one. I didn't know this
I have
one.
no idea what that is.
Oh, okay. It's Moulin Rouge.
I've never watched it.
Oh, such a shame.
Okay,
There's
so
a lot of shows you'll be surprised that I have not watched.
moving swiftly. This, I think you'll get this. This one's a little bit easier.
Alright.
Everyone deserves a chance to fly, and if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free.
Wicked.
Yay! That's my favourite.
Yeah.
Okay, question 3. Yesterday was plain awful, but that's not now, that's then.
Oh my god, I don't know these lines.
Let me add a bit of tune.
Yeah, sing it,
Yesterday was plain awful, but that's not now, that's then. Do you know what I did? I did it on purpose, right? I knew that you would have guessed the musical from certain lines, so I thought I'm gonna pick the tricky lines.
Yeah.
She's gonna set you up.
And then you'll go, I don't know it, and then I'll say it, and you'll go, oh, I know it.
Go on then, what is it?
Annie.
Ooh.
Annie.
No.
Annie. Yesterday was plain awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I wouldn't have recognised that. Right, number 4.
Oh.
There is no future, there is no past. I live in this moment as my last.
Oh my god, I know this one.
Yes, you do.
Can you sing it? I don't know
Rent.
the tune.
Yes, it's Rent.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to sing it, but I'm really not because I don't want to ruin the song. And you'll know it anyway. History has its eyes on you.
Hamilton. I watched it last night.
I think I watch it every night.
Twice. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise.
Oh, I know that one as well. Oh, go on, sing it. Sing it.
I'm not singing it. I really,
I
to be
don't
honest,
even
I
know
don't know this one.
It's gonna kill me. Go
This
on, what
one's
is it?
quite a
I'm
hard
gonna
one
be
to
like,
sing.
oh my god.
Les Mis.
Ah!
So I wouldn't know how to
I
start
don't know
the
which
tune.
song that's from, mind. Even the darkest nights will end. I can't remember, but yeah, obviously Les Mis.
Okay, question 7. Something's coming, something good. If I can wait.
Something's coming, something good. If I can wait.
Something's
really
coming,
remember this game.
something good. If I can wait. Da da dun, da da dun, da da dun, dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Oh, it's West Side Story.
Huh?
It's West Side Story. She's like,
Literally done that
She's
show as
kicking
well.
herself. She's kicking herself.
You've done
That
the
is
show.
horrendous. Oh, I've
Terrible.
left my MT days behind, that's what it is.
Okay. Next one, number 8. I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory.
Hamilton again, isn't it?
Yeah, we had to put an extra in.
It's Nyla's favourite.
Come on, okay, Alex, if you were in Hamilton, what character would you play?
Burr. Aaron Burr.
Burr's a good one. You know, I would want to play Hamilton. Maybe we could do it together.
Yeah.
Independent women take over the stage. You know, it could be an all-woman cast playing every character. I think we'd smash it. I literally am like, I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? No, I'm joking. I'm sorry.
No, I knew this podcast at some point would end up you singing or rapping Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm obsessed, guys. I'm obsessed. And you know, when Alex done an awards evening for the Welsh BAFTA Awards, Lin-Manuel also presented an award, and I feel like he was with us in Wales, and it was amazing.
He was in Wales not so long ago.
Yeah, he was. He was filming, wasn't he? Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, we got 2 more questions left. Right, so this one you should know. If you want the world to listen, stand up tall and proud.
Oh, now you put pressure on it because you said this one you should know.
And do you know the worst thing is, I don't know this song, right? But you do.
Is this Sister Act?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And obviously you played Dolores in Sister Act in the Dolmen Theatre.
If you want, is that one of her songs?
I believe she is a chorus song that she's involved in.
Oh, yes, I know what it is. I think it's stand up, I think it's that one.
I've never seen the musical Sister Act, so
it's very good.
I should have seen you. Sorry, I didn't, but...
I think it's going again, isn't it? With Whoopi Goldberg and Jennifer Saunders.
No way.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
released again.
Amazing. Okay, so last one.
Last one you'll be glad to hear.
Oh,
If
God.
you can't be famous, be infamous.
Jesus. Can't be famous. No clue. What is it?
Chicago.
I've watched that film loads of times, but I could not tell you what song that's from.
I was gonna
I need to get back on my musical.
I'm telling you, you definitely
you
sound
just
like
need to spend more time with Nyla. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Just spend more time with Nyla.
Don't tell it that. She'll be like, run it. I try and holler at her all the time. No, I'm joking. I like to think that Alex is my friend. Alex sang at my wedding, so you know. I had Alex Riley sing at my wedding.
Again, she put me in a difficult situation because there was a song that was way too high for me, so that was brilliant.
She smashed it though.
Just.
Okay, so we are going to jump into the topic of today. Obviously, COVID knocked people left, right and centre last year.
Everyone.
You know, it came as a shock. We thought it was going to last a couple of weeks.
I remember thinking, right, just 3 weeks, and then, over a year later,
Mad. And obviously it affected a lot of people in the creative industry, such as yourself as an actress, writer, director. I mean, how did it impact you personally?
I was more fortunate than most, I'll put it like that, I think, because I still managed to maintain some elements of work. So we obviously finished Pembrokeshire Murders literally the week before lockdown came in the first time, and all that, the rest of that time was a write-off. But then just before Christmas, things started kind of going into production again, because there was this new kind of COVID insurance that production companies could take out and cover their cast and crew, and the testing and so on. So I managed to film something else during that time, so that really helped me out. And then radio work and things like that, which you can do from home. I've got a little mic, so I was doing a lot of voiceovers, a lot of radio pieces, a lot of Zoom plays, which is, I think, is amazing and says a lot about our industry. It's like, if you're creative, you will find a way to, I mean, look at this podcast, do you know what I mean? It's like, you will find a way to keep going, you'll find a way to give lessons online, we will find a way to create no matter what, which is amazing. But I think it affected me more like kind of mentally and emotionally, because obviously I've got the kids here as well, and having them home and everyone being scared and not being able to see my mum and all things like that. That started taking a toll. There was a lot of like up days and down days on it. Some days it was like, oh well, it's fine, you know, you don't mind staying in for a bit, everyone doesn't mind not working or having a few days off to just be still. But then it does start to kind of take its toll when you're thinking, actually I don't know when the next job is going to be, actually I don't know whether I'm going to get a wage that month, and things like that did start to kind of really affect me. But the way I kind of coped with it was, I started going down the writing route a bit more, and it gave me an amazing opportunity to be still and not be working and focus on writing, which was my first love. So I started writing through it and creating my own little pieces just to stay sane really. But yeah, it was all right. It was all right. But didn't think it'd be a year.
No, I don't think anyone did.
No, and that's really good that, you know, you said that you turned to writing, which was your original love, and I think a lot of people found skills that they might have had before and never utilised them, or
things
found...
you didn't have time to do, things that got lost in all the craziness. Kind of lockdown allowed you to have that time where you weren't rushing around and actually just refocus some more.
Yeah, I definitely think there became pros to cons as well, you know, and just as an organisation ourselves, we learned to move with the times a little bit more. And okay, we were already on social media, but now, even when we go back to face-to-face and everything's now starting to ease its way.
We'll always have that. Like, as a comms officer as well, like, I learned so much about the digital world, and I think, like, moving forward, G-Expressions do have more platforms than perhaps we would have done, because that was our only way of communication, and we had to adapt, just like you had to adapt to find ways to do what you do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And going to writing, I'll have you know, Alex Riley wrote all the shows for G-Expressions.
No way!
Every single show that we performed. Guys, if you watched any of our shows, here she is, the lady behind them.
I only saw Hard Knock. Hard Knock Life was where I kind of came into the scene. So Yeah, and I loved it. I absolutely loved that production. I just remember being so blown away as a dancer, performer, a youth worker, just like the scale of it, the scale of what you guys produced as quite a small organisation as theatre organisations go. Like the scale and the detail was just amazing. It was incredible. I loved it.
So we've done Romeo and Juliet, Make or Break, Sisters Acting Up, and Hard Knock Life. And I remember having this discussion with you when we were preparing for GX10, which, guys, we are doing one day. It's coming.
It's in the pipeline.
But we had this discussion, and basically, like, where did you get the ideas? Just to let the guys know, basically, where that inspiration for the shows came from and how you came to writing them for G Expressions.
I think, well, starting with Romeo and Juliet, that was written prior to coming on board with G Expressions, and I remember Lorraine, it was something I just used to write plays for no reason. It was just like things that I'd imagine I'd want to be in or I'd like to see, and they weren't there, so I'd just kind of do a version of them just so the idea was out there. And Romeo and Juliet is like my favourite play, my favourite Shakespeare play. Baz Luhrmann obviously got me into it, obs. But I did love, when we were studying it in school in English, it was always Romeo and Juliet that I kind of took to, just the story of it. And I just wanted to do a version of it. And then I remember Lorraine coming to me and just saying, we want to do a play, have you got anything? And I was like, actually, yeah, I've got something that will probably fit, because it was about street dancers and so on. And they went from there really, so that was already put in place. Just something that with a bit of edge that kind of merged two worlds together that you wouldn't expect. Well, three worlds: theatre, raw kind of streetwise, natural, talented people who, didn't have much maybe formal training in theatre, but it didn't take that to do this piece, so it really worked. And then you bring in Shakespeare into it, what a Shakespearean story. So it just really worked for the time, and we put that on, and that was a massive learning curve, that one, because at that point I had no idea about structures of plays, I had no idea about scene changes, like plotting, lights, anything like that. So it was when I look back at it, it was like a train crash, but it was also like the learning curve of what was to come after that. And then when we decided we wanted to do something else, because that did go down well, and I came up with the idea of Make or Break. The inspiration from that came from Honey, so we took a bit of that, because I wanted to, with all the plays, what I wanted to do with them was cater them to the people we had, and because I think that was how you drew out the best out of these performers. And like I say, a lot of these performers who hadn't stepped foot in a theatre, who didn't feel that they fit in theatre kind of thing. And so it was like, well, why bother taking like a traditional play or, write a sort of basic fuddy-duddy story? It's just not going to work. We need to really showcase the elements and the talents that these people have, which is dance, which is, music, which is like just raw ability. And so Make or Break came about, and again, that was perfect, because it kind of, we had the elder group, we had room for the younger group, we had room for people who just wanted to do the dance element, people who wanted to have a go at the acting side. So that route was really great, and the fact that we reached out then to kind of drama students who then came in, and it was just a great kind of merge of worlds. So that's where that came from. It was like I was just trying to think of how we could merge all those worlds together, and like a dance school made sense. And then which one was after that? Then it was Sisters Acting Up.
Sisters Acting Up. Sisters Acting Up was obviously a lot more theatrical. I think Romeo and Juliet and Make or Break was predominantly dance. And I think that was because G Expressions was predominantly dance school. That's where their base was. They were dance. So this is where they started to merge to drama, I think, wasn't it?
Because I think what was really good about G Expression and the way Lorraine wanted, the whole team, like Binti, Talia, yourself, we always wanted to step it up the next time, with what they did, push them a bit more, challenge them a bit more. So it was kind of easing in from the beginning, like you say, with the dance, because that's where they were comfortable. And then Sisters Acting Up was a full-on scripted performance, from song, dance, acting was all level playing field, you know, and story-driven as well, which they hadn't tackled prior. And it was just the perfect story for them. Obviously, you know, we were inspired by Sister Act 2, which was just perfect again with all the young people based in school, so it was aimed at them. And then it was just a bit of tweaking for the characters that, for the individuals that we had in the group, because, you know, the members of G Expressions then and now, they're such characters in themselves that it would have been a shame not to just write them in as them, because they're just so colourful. All the different like walks of people is just brilliant. So that's the first time the young people kind of stepped up and were pushed and took lead parts and solo performances and things like that. And it was just seeing where they stood with it, could they carry it? But we still had that kind of buffer and the guide of the adults like you and Talia and so on, and Liam, who could mentor them and kind of be there as the safety net if they needed it. And they just smashed it out of the park again. Obviously, everyone was talking about that one for time, like that's the one they absolutely adored.
Well, that was the highlight of my life. And one of the, I mean, I gotta say, I've always wanted to be an actress, you know, I've always loved performing, and I've had personal experiences in my life that I felt had prevented me from living out my dreams. And coming to G Expressions and being able to teach and work with these young people, that was just something, I had a buzz out of doing that alone. So when, you know, you gave me the opportunity and the guys were like, "Nah, this is your role, play it." I was like, really? Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna play this character. And I was buzzing. Like, I can talk about this every year and still have a big smile on my face, because it was just an amazing role and it was an amazing cast to be around, and it was just written so good.
Even for me, like, I didn't see the show, but like the young people still talk about it. Like, we'll be in the dance studio and I feel like I've almost seen the shows because of the buzz that the young people still project. So whenever they talk about it, they'll be like, "Oh, Dan, you should have been here for Sisters Acting Up, we did this," or "It was sick because Make or Break, we did this." Like, it still lives with them, and I think that experience will stay with them now for life.
Definitely. So
and that was the point of all of them, you know, we want to give them that positive experience of it, because like we said before, a lot of people haven't stepped foot in a theatre, and what was amazing about it was it did cater to the elders like yourself as well. It was like, I wanted to do acting, but it kind of my life took a different path, and so those opportunities are there as well to do that. And it was to create something that they would enjoy as well. That was the main thing, which is why it was so important to cater the scripts to them, because you know, for them to feel comfortable, they don't want to be kind of looking at a script and being like, I can't relate to this at all, like, what is this? This is really awkward to play. You know, that's fine pushing people who have kind of had that 4-year drama school training where you just, you know, you pretended to be a pen, so you don't mind about doing anything. Do you know what I mean? But when you're dealing with young people who are just trying to get to grips with being accepted in a theatre vibe, they need to be comfortable with whatever they do, and they need to have a positive experience. So it was really important to make sure they enjoyed it. And I think they shone when we stepped up a gear again for them with Hard Knock Life, because we kind of took the elders away from them at that point, and we're like, okay, you now have to run this yourself. This is all on you. Can you carry this? And they kind of just stood there and was like, yeah, and did. Do you know what I mean?
They smashed it.
They smashed it out of the park. You know, you had them, a lot of them were really heavy storylines as well, quite adult themes. And they took that emotion and they portrayed it in the most natural way they could because they related to it. And then they do, you know, you would see their skills in dancing, you see their skills in rapping, you see their skills in singing. And yeah, they just absolutely nailed it. I think that's really stuck with me, that one, because it was just all them. It was all the young people, and a lot of them really stepped out of their comfort zone. You know, you had a couple of them who would never sing for their mum, let alone sing on stage in front of however many people. So that was amazing. And that, obviously, the inspiration for that came from Annie, but we kind of just put our own spin on it. It was always just trying to find things with a lot of parts for their age, and then catering it to them. I think that's what I always try to do.
Yeah, and like you were there at the show, and I think, you know, just like you said, the kids done it justice, because it was, you will see their growth and their development over the years that they've been involved with G-Expressions. And again, just for adults like myself, I went from being a character in the Sisters Acting Up to then co-directing with you, and it was like I was gaining experience and skills that I never learned, as well as everyone else, and I think the whole team had the opportunity to do so. So when we're doing these theatrical performances, it's not just let's put a play together and have some fun.
It's a learning experience.
Definitely, and it's those experiences that they can take with them for life. And that's what I love about this organisation. I'm like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Definitely.
And I get to do so much that I want to do as well.
And like everyone loves it, and I think something in the audience is Hard Not Life. Yes, they were portraying the characters so well, but you could genuinely see their love for theatre. You could see that every single one of them were putting in 110%. And like the buzz at the end when they there wasn't everyone was smiling. The atmosphere in that room. I took my dance crew from England, and whenever I go home to visit, they still talk about it now. They still talk about, oh, remember when we went to see G-Expressions? We watched Hard Not Life. Yeah. Like, there is not one person I felt that was in that theatre that didn't take something away.
Yeah. And like, obviously, Al, you've stepped up again now. That was like community projects for you. And now we're seeing you on BBC One, ITV, Netflix, BritBox, like, you're everywhere. And you do. I'm literally like, oh my gosh, is Alex Riley, what's she doing next? You've done so much, you know. We love the Tuckers. That's like come out of Wales and is amazing. And then you did the Pembrokeshire Murders. What can we expect of Alex Riley next?
What's next? What's coming?
Well, I've been, like I say, I've been writing a lot, and I think on the back of, because like you say, you learned a lot from G-Expressions. I think I took so much away from G-Expressions myself as well. And whilst I was there with my writing, I was kind of like training on the job with each play. I was like, okay, that didn't work last time, so we'll do it like this, and that didn't. Okay, that didn't. And the young people and the crew and everyone in production would kind of teach me things as well, like, you know, okay, you manage people better like this, and they learn better like that, and so I took so much away from that, and I've taken that further now into my own writing, and I've just been, well, I'm in the middle of writing a play for the Sherman Theatre about Betty Campbell, who was the first black headmistress in Wales. She sadly passed on, but she's just an icon, so I'm writing a show about her for them, and just now been commissioned to come up with something as a 90-minute feature for TV. So I'm doing that as well. So it's a lot of writing. On the acting side of it, I have just finished on a show called The Offenders by Stephen Merchant, which is due to come out soon with Claire Perkins, who's just phenomenal. And the Tuckers Series 2 and 3, we're working on that next month, so we're filming that. So that'll be awesome. And then In My Skin Series 2 as well, which was a BAFTA-winning drama for BBC 3, which was amazing.
Well done.
So you've got lots of spare time, obviously.
Yeah, so just chilling. But but also, another thing I'd like to say, just picking up G-Expressions, was, you know, it really put the message out for me about if you, because us being within our community, and especially within the more diverse black community, where there are less kind of opportunities and just a bit more judgment in that area, you've got to work that a little harder. And I've really learned that if you're kind of getting fed up by something, or something's irritating you, then rather than moan about it, you kind of need to do something about it. So on the back of that is a group of us that we're in the middle of setting up a small production company to create, which Fairs from G-Expressions was involved in as well, to create TV shows that are from our voices, from our culture, stories from our backgrounds. So we're working on that at the moment, and that's kind of something as a passion project that's really taking precedent at the moment as well. And I do think that I just got the kind of passion and the drive to do that from G Expressions, and how G Expressions was set up. It was set up because it was like, well, nothing is here for these young people, let's just do it ourselves. And it's just so admirable and so needed as well.
Yeah, definitely.
For anyone, I think, setting up, like you say, your crew as well back in England, if it's not there, you do it.
Yeah, you make it yourself, you make it exist if what you want isn't already out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
We were mentioning earlier, obviously, that you guys at home are watching, might be in school, studying drama, studying performing arts. GCSEs at the moment are looking to be cancelled. You're not able to do those exams now, and there's that confusion of, okay, well, what happens when I want to go to drama school, when I want to go to performing arts college, and I haven't got this qualification, or I haven't been able to do this, and there's that worry and panic. What do you think about actresses having to go to performing arts school? Do you feel that there is a need for them to go, and would you give any words of advice for them?
Yeah, because I've seen both sides of the coin, really. For me, it was like a personal thing. It wasn't sort of like, oh, I'm not going to make it unless I go to drama school and I spend all this money and so on. It was more a personal thing of, because I went quite late and I'd been out of it for quite a long time. It was like I'd kind of lost the confidence a little bit, and it was just kind of for my own peace of mind, to know, okay, I'm trained in this. You must know, so you'll be all right, and getting to know what was out there, getting connections, and it was amazing for that, just to brush up on skills and learn new ones and connect with people in the industry. I'm glad I did it. It was the best thing I ever did. But on the flip side of that, I know a lot of colleagues of mine who were doing phenomenally well and didn't go to drama school, didn't have an agent. Emily Burnett is one of them. She's a writer and actress. She's won a BAFTA. She's started out she does a lot of CBBS and children's theatre and children's TV. And she's an amazing actress. And it just so happened she got the opportunities beforehand. She didn't end up having to go to drama school. It was someone saw her in something, in community theatre, I think, which is amazing, at a showcase, and she got snapped up. And I think she was part of like an actor's workshop or something like that. So there are other options, and I get asked it all the time by people on Instagram, like, I don't know how to get into it. And my answer is always, you've got to do what's right for you. It's such an individual thing. Like, don't try to break your back following in the footsteps of someone because you think that's the way you're gonna make it. It's just different for absolutely everyone. Whether you go straight to drama school from university, or like myself, I went when I was like 32. So it's never it's too late or it's a bad time. It's just based on your circumstances, because life is life. Do you know what I mean? And you just got to do it if and when you can. And if it doesn't happen, there are always other ways to do it, because it is expensive and it is time consuming, and we all know we've got lives, so it's difficult. But I'd say just make connections. That's the best way. Like your G Expressions, get on the stage, showcase yourself, invite people to watch it, and there are definitely other avenues to do it.
Definitely. Cheers, Al. And one more thing I want to say, obviously you are Newport born and raised, and people think, I have to live in London or I have to move to America, otherwise I can't be a successful actress. But you're here, you're doing it, and you're living the dream. Well, I don't know if you're living your dream, but you live in a dream. And I just want to say, we had Benji Webb from Skindred on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, who talked about the fact that he still lives in Pill, which is known as the rough area of Newport, and he's selling records all over the world and doing live performances to tens of thousands of people, and it happens. And being from Newport, that's not stopped you. Do you think that it should be a barrier?
Absolutely not. I think it's really old-fashioned now, actually. I think back in the day when I was younger and going in college, like Cross Keys College, I did think that. I was like, oh my God, I've got to try and get to London. And it was pushed upon you. You will eventually need to move to London. And I think that's just been smashed out of the water now, of people being like, no, actually, I'm not going anyway. Because it's about your talent, what you can offer, and who you are, not where you're from. Although where you're from makes you who you are, but it's not a case of, you know, geographically where you are. As long as you can get to the auditions or self-tape, or you can be seen and your talent's there, who cares? Do you know what I mean? As long as that casting director or producer knows that when the time comes and you need to film this or you need to be in the stage show, you can be there, that's all that matters. So I think that's definitely just really old-fashioned now. And I know a lot of people who did go to London straight from drama school who've actually moved back to Wales to be here because they're like, it's too expensive, it's not really making any difference, so I may as well go home and commute. You know, and I think the silver lining out of lockdown, with all this Zoom and self-taping and what we've had to do without being in the rooms with people, I think it'll open that up even more to show it really doesn't matter where in the world you are, as long as you can be there on show day. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you want to say anything to Alex before we go, Dan?
I don't know. I think like what would obviously lockdown. You've spoken about how it's put a burden on everyone and as actresses as well. What would be like? I think for performers, a lot of young people or even adults may have lost their spark a little bit, not knowing when theatres are going to open. Like as a dancer, I remember thinking, will I ever compete? Like, will I compete again? Will I dance again? What would be your line for hope for young people?
Oh, that's pressure, Dan.
Sorry, Al. Don't know where she came from.
You invited me.
I just think, for me, because yeah, I've been there as well, like where it was just like, oh my god, theatre's dead, that's it. I'm never going to step in a theatre again. Do you know what I mean? But like I said before, what I've seen, the beautiful thing is creativity isn't paperwork, it isn't a building, it's inside people. So you can never stop people from being creative. We will always find a way. Anywhere can be a stage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've known that growing up when we haven't had a hall, or we haven't, you know, something's happening with the church hall, something's happening with the school hall, oh, we've lost the building. But you still find a way, because I think creativity is so powerful, and it's something that's inside you rather than something that is academic or business or anything like that. So I just think hang on to that, because no one can take that part away from you, and no matter what, we'll make it happen, because that's our industry. We make things happen. So I think, yeah, just keep powering through.
Awesome.
I've got a question before I go.
Oh, we've not had this before.
For me.
Where is this? Where does this line come from?
What? Go on then.
I've never lost 1 minute of sleep.
What? And I never lost 1 minute of sleep. Why? That's ringing in my head. I feel like I know it. Do I know it? Should I know it?
You said it.
I
you
said
performed it.
I performed it.
Sisters Act
What, in Sisters Act Net?
Yeah. What
And
song is it?
I never lost 1 minute of sleep. Is it Big Wheels Keep Us?
Yeah!
I was like, and I never lost 1 minute of sleep. Yes, I did. I performed it. It was the opening number.
1
minute of sleep.
They're probably not the words. I just made it up. I was trying to think really quick.
Trying to catch me out.
I loved the fear on her face then when you switched it back.
Do you know what I thought she was going to do? I thought she was going to give me a Hamilton line that I didn't know, right? And I was going to be devastated.
There's a Hamilton line that you don't know.
No, there is. There is a few. And I'd be like, no, don't do this to me. Not in front of Lynn. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, because he's the top viewer of our podcast.
You never know.
Yeah, of course.
But-
Weird.
Alex, I love you. You're a great friend, you're a great actress, and an inspiration to us. Well, to me. Can't speak for everyone.
To all of us.
But no, seriously, it's been an honour having you here on the G Expressions podcast. And like I said, I have definitely got big shoes to fill. I've been writing the next show for G Expressions. And obviously Alex will have front row seats and be critically and analysing every part of the production. But, you know, I obviously shadowed you and I'm learning from the best, so it's got to be good.
Thank you, that means so much. And thank you for having me on here. It's been
Thank
great.
you for coming. It's so lovely to properly meet you, meet the face behind it all.
Yeah,
great.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Al. Take care and we'll see you soon.
Okay,
See you
take
later.
care.
Bye.
She's great.
She is.
She's so good. And I think such amazing advice as well, from someone who, guys, she's from Newport, she's from where we are. She started, just experimenting and starting with organisations like this, get involved in Nyla's classes, get involved, take the opportunities that you have in front of you, and where could you be in 10 years time?
Exactly,
amazing.
guys. And you know what, we as G Expressions are really excited that we get to share these conversations with you from these professionals, from people who you can really relate to, because they've been where you are. Okay, so it's really nice for us as a team to bring this to your home, and for you to be able to write into us and access our projects and our classes, because they are available to you. And if you don't know, check the website, click on the links, get involved, guys, because as Alex said, if you are creative, if you're passionate about something, you can do it, guys.
And no one can take that away from you. And you know what, even if it's dance, drama, whatever your creativity is, let us know. If there's not an opportunity, let us know. How can we help? Like Alex said, if it doesn't exist, we make it happen. This podcast.
Exactly.
So just
make things happen, and you don't, even if you're not creative in drama, in dance, in music, whatever it is that you want to do, guys, do it.
Script writing, costumes, set, it takes a whole team to make something happen.
Cool. I love having Alex on the show.
It's so nice to after hearing so much about her and seeing her work, it's nice to actually put a face to the person. Be oh, okay, you made it happen.
So speaking about being creative, we've got our end part of the episode, which is our local artist of the week. And this week's artist is a rapper who I know a lot of Newport people love. I know that he's got followers from, across the globe, I think, really. But yeah, Merkid, she goes by the name of. And he's dropping songs, he's been dropping videos. I know that he's got loads coming up, as well as things that he's done more recently. I think he's just been writing and dropping songs all the time. So he is our artist of the week.
Go check him out, leave the link below, go show him support.
And if you don't know him, get to know him.
And if you know an artist of the week, let us know.
Yeah, get involved, guys. Remember, you can write in the comments, you can email us, you can message us, get on our socials on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok,
Snapchat.
We are here.
Do we have a hashtag this week?
Oh, do you know what? We haven't done a hashtag for a while, and I'm really sorry. So I'm gonna throw Danielle on the spot and give her the hashtag.
Which I didn't say it.
She says it. It's her fault, isn't it?
Hashtag GX Creators.
Hashtag GX Creators. I love it, guys.
Alex is a creator. We're creators.
Yeah.
You guys are creators. Let us know.
That's our hashtag. It's been great having you. I've been Nyla.
I've been Danielle.
And this has been GX Podcast. Say it how it is. We will see you soon. Bye. Yeah! I kind of slided on that.
I was like, alligator. I was kind of
crocodile. Snap.
He's still filming, isn't he?
Yeah.